Yes.
With an answer from the Bondsman.
All right, you have an answer on Mr. Escobar?
Yes, like, double A bonds, they're
Mhm.
willing to reinstate him, so
Okay.
long as his family goes pay a reinstatement fee, which they're willing to do.
Okay.
And we're prepared to go from there.
All right, Mr. Richard Escobar, if you come up, please. All right, Mr. Esquivel, just give me a moment to pull up your case in Odyssey. Odyssey slow. Whenever you see that circle that's just moving.
Okay.
But hallelujah, I'm finally over the cough and everything that I had. But I think it's going around, something's going around. All right. All right, so before we start, I see that the bond forfeiture was in October.
October.
You might want to check with the clerks and make sure that an ISI hasn't been put in the system, because if it has, I can't reinstate. So, Adriana,
Yes, ma'am, when I printed anything like that on the jersey.
Only I didn't see.
And
Okay.
that, and when I printed out the two documents, the motions, that's all that was there on in the case in Odyssey.
all right, so we're gonna go on the record in a moment, but here's the thing. Your counsel is telling me that the bondsman has no objection to the bond being reinstated, which would mean that they would be back on the bond. But if for some reason there is a discrepancy in the system where there's a nice side that's floating around somewhere, it'll come to the court and your counsel will remind me of this, and I will.
At this moment, the courtroom slows as the judge reviews the record. A missed court date, a forfeited bond, and unanswered questions hang in the air. What seems like a simple oversight could have lasting consequences as the system now decides whether accountability or mercy will prevail.
Not sign it if the bondsman does not want me to sign it, okay? All right, the court is calling 2025 CR 011324, State versus Richard Esquivel. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense?
Christopher Ramos.
And are you Mr. Esquivel?
Yes, I am, Richard Escobar.
All right, Mr. Esquivel, you were due in court on October 27, 2025. You did not appear. And at that time, the court issued a bond forfeiture and remanded you without bond. So counsel, if you could call your client for purposes of his lack of appearance.
Yes, Judge, for the benefit of the record, the defense calls Richard Esquivel.
All right, could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right.
thank you.
All right, you can lower your hand. State your name for the record.
My name is Richard Escobar.
All right, you may proceed.
Richard Esquivel, at this moment, you are aware that you had a court date on October 27th, 2025 that you did not appear on, correct?
Yes,
And for the benefit of the record, that court date would have been your very first court date in this court, correct?
yes,
And that court date would have been the first indicted setting after your arrest back over the summer, correct?
yes.
Okay.
That's correct.
So since your arrest and since October 27th, you had not had any court dates or court appearances, anything like that, correct?
That's correct.
And you had not received any notice.
No notice, and I might have done an oversight in my part, but I can guarantee that no oversight.
So let me ask you some questions, okay? And you and I have had discussions that the phone number I received from you from the appointment system, I've been calling, and you told me it was incorrect. So when we first met, we finally met up to resolve the situation.
Yes,
And since that time, has the bond company either complained or said anything about that you're not in compliance with?
no, not at all. I've reported the bond like I was supposed to, and in person on other occasions or through a video phone, picture that we can send in.
So we're almost done. I'm gonna ask you two more questions. Were you aware of the October 27th court date?
I was aware
That you had to come in?
that I had to come in. I was not fully aware that I was supposed to come in. With the court date was coming, but
You didn't know, you knew you were gonna have to come to court at some point. You just
Right.
didn't know when that date was.
right. Just wait.
Did you willfully, not show up to court?
Luckily, no, I did not. Luckily, but go to court. I wanted to.
If the court reinstates your bond, do you promise to not come to every court sitting from here on out?
Yes, I do. Promise I will.
Oh, this prosecutor may have some questions for you. Do you?
Under oath, the defendant explains his failure to appear. The court listens closely, weighing intent against circumstance. Was this absence deliberate or a breakdown in communication? In moments like this, credibility matters, and a single explanation can determine freedom or continued custody.
Your best to answer her question.
Yes.
Any questions?
Yes, sir. So, what did you learn you missed through?
When I was arrested.
Okay, when you were arrested, was it because you voluntarily surrendered? It's not.
On the other side, they asked me to up to the door. I'll go to the gate. I was looking, trying to, find a eye or, I should have it, and the open the gates. How to put up my dogs and stuff like that, so, what else? And I was like, I'm doing this, special here,
Right, thank you.
No further questions.
All right, the court is going to find that the defendant's failure to appear was not willful based upon the defense counsel's representation that the bondsman is willing to continue to be on his bond. I'm going to reinstate the bond and have the warrant recall.
For the benefit of the record, I just spoke to Adriana. She's described as the legal specialist according with AA Best Bonds, and she indicated that, she stated they were going to remain on the bond so long as his family reported by the end of the day to pay a reinstatement fee.
All right, so what I'm telling you is I'm reinstating your bond because your bondsman wants your bond to be reinstated. Your contractual obligations with the bonds person, that's between you and the bonds person. Now, usually if you don't follow through on your contractual obligations with the bonds person, they will send to the court what's called an affidavit to surrender surety, which means they're going to want to be off your bond. They're supposed to notify your counsel that they want to get off the bond, and then that document will come to me. And normally in this court, what ends up happens when I have affidavits to surrender surety. Sometimes I know things get crossed in emails, things get crossed in faxes. So I usually have an email sent out to the defense attorneys or have defense attorneys called and saying, the bondsman wants off your client's bond. You understand?
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
yes.
Yes, I'd like to state that I'd like to retract. I had submitted or to have my consultation, but I want to retract that because I was not clear as to what was occurring, and now I believe there, and I want to debate with the council that
All right.
The judge delivers a firm but measured ruling. The bond is reinstated, not as a favor, but because responsibility has been accepted. A warning follows. This system allows second chances, but only once. From here forward, every step, every date, and every decision truly counts.
And then what I will tell you is that sometimes, because I've been a defense attorney, you'll have a client who gets arrested. They don't understand why they're being arrested, and their knee-jerk response is usually, my attorney didn't do something. But normally, that's usually not the case. So from here on out, stop with do a clear head and go through steps to figure out logically what should be done. You understand?
yes.
All right. Is there anything else?
No, Judge.
All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna give you a reset. State, where are we on discovery with this case?
Yes, sir. And I think we do have a setting next week on the 15th, I think.
Okay,
And if we can,
That's correct.
if we can just keep that setting.
all right, and make sure that you, if you're able to tender an offer today. And Norm, if you'll give him a reset form, and counsel, if you'll make sure in the system that his address is correct, because that's where they'll send notice. All right, is there anything else?
No, Judge. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.